Welcome to installment number 3 of the Stretch Your Sketch class taught by Jen Gallagher and hosted by twopeasindabucket.com. This month we're going to be using this 12 by 12 sketch, which includes 5 photos, 3 of which are large and horizontal or square, and 2 which are vertical and rectangular. When I start with a sketch, it allows me to pre-plan and prepare the class ahead of time, but it also helps me be able to get ready for the layout. One of the first things that I did was I printed my journaling on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. I don't own a 12 by 12 printer. So this is actually the same size as an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and I just turned the print on a horizontal print and pre-printed my journaling. This is easily done with a 12 by 12 format printer if you have that, or just use your 8.5 by 11 printer. It works either way. By doing this, it easily fits with a thin border around the page. So let's go ahead and adhere that to my page. One of the things I do when printing my journaling is I print several different trials on printer paper and see how it works and see if it works with the rest of my page. Now, my title is going to go here, and I have this 3-dimensional foam sticker from the Peachy Keen line by American Crafts. And then I'm going to go ahead and layer my title on here, and this is just a tip that I use. As I figure out what my title is going to be, in this case it's CLICK, and CLICK has 5 letters, C-L-I-C-K. And then I find the middle letter, which is going to be I. And by doing that, I know exactly where center is going to be in my title. That is actually a tip I learned from a type class I took in high school, and I've used it over and over again. So again, find out how many letters are in your title, figure center, and then you can just easily add your letters around the centered title. Now, one thing that you'll find is that some of the letters are fatter than other letters, and you may have to adjust your title accordingly. Like I like the bigger L for this title. So just play around with it until you get it the way you like. So there's my title. Now on the sketch to the left of the journaling are 2 photos, and I have pre-printed these photos. I have an at-home printer. It's a Canon Pixma 5220. And I have had really good luck with that, and I like being able to print at home. When I print them, I just print them on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of photo paper, and then I leave a white border around when I trim them out with my photo trimmer. So just go ahead and adhere these to the page. And this is a layout about my daughter who is on the yearbook staff at school. And I got to go on a school field trip with her, and I watched her take photos for her yearbook, and it was fun to see her use some of the same techniques I use. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start with this part, and we're going to add the photo. And again, I've pre-printed all of these photos to make it easy. It's just nice to have everything ready to go when you're ready to scrapbook, because I'm sure you're all busy like I am. Another photo. I like glue dots for my photos. They just stick really well and they stay stuck. I don't want to come back later. Now in the sketch there is a dark square here. You could do an additional photo here. You could do additional journaling here. You can do cardstock with stamping on it. I actually did a pattern paper square that I pre-stitched and pre-stamped with an American Crafts rose stamp. And that will go just in the middle. Alright, and then again I've added a sticker from American Crafts, and I trimmed off the excess. I like to do that. I like to layer things over the edge and then trim off what's left. Then I have a blue herringbone pattern paper from American Crafts that I've pre-stitched as well. You have the option of stitching directly on your layout or stitching beforehand. I tend to move things a lot, so I pre-stitch everything. All right, so now you have the last photo. We can finish embellishing the page. Now, on the sketch, there is a scalloped border. To make this easy, I have a chipboard border sticker. And this is adhesive on the back. And I'm just going to lay that right across the top of my grid. And then on the bottom, I have pre-punched with a Fisker Scallop Sentiment Punch a border. And that will go at the bottom. And just gently lift and place it behind. And then you can pull and manipulate it till it shows as much of the pattern as you want. Oops. I'm going to get it straight. I like it when they have a pattern that has a line in it because then I can get it a lot more straight. Okay, so there's the beginnings. Let's go ahead and decorate some of these pattern paper squares. So I have a doily I'm going to add to this bottom one. And when you're adding adhesive to a doily, be very, very gentle because they're quite thin and they tend to rip. I've already cut this doily in half. And then I have this little manila tag that I have added a sticker to. I like to just layer pre-made items. It's just quick and easy. And then I have a yellow button which I have tied with twine. And again, I'm just going to add that right in the circle of the tag. Now, one thing that I like to do is I like to add brads a lot. And I recommend poking through with a foam pad beneath, but if you don't have one, just lift your paper carefully and be careful not to stab yourself. Hate for you to have a scrapbooking injury. And then just add your brads. Oh, that one's too close. Now, if you make a mistake like I did and you poked your holes too close together, as long as your brad's going to cover the hole, let me get this a little closer so you can see, you can actually poke a second hole because my brad will actually cover that first poked hole. See? Now I've fixed it. All right, turn it over and finish attaching those brads. Okay. All right, now one fun thing that I like to do is on this border strip, it already has little orange dots in it, but I love to fill in circles on my patterns. I don't know what it is. It's a little fetish I have. So I'm going to add a orange mini brad right here and on the other side as well. Now when you're poking through chipboard, you might have to make the hole just a little bit bigger. Paper gives a little bit, but chipboard doesn't. So I usually poke two holes really close together. All right, so here's my finished page, and here's the sketch. For additional photos, instructions, and a downloadable PDF, visit the events section at 2peasinabucket.com.